If you are a history lover, then you must have heard of the great Indian king Ashoka. If you are into conspiracy theories, then you might have heard of the secret society he founded. Before anything, let us tell you that this duology of Ashoka's Rajneeti and Secret of the Unknown Nine is going to be a mixture of fact and fiction because a lot of things lack evidences. Hello and welcome to Viyaat Research, where we talk about social issues, business case studies and industry analysis. Today's video is the first part of this duology where we will look into Ashoka's life and mind and try to analyze his ruling style. Ultimately, we will try to learn some lessons of Rajneeti from the great emperor. To be clear, the motto of this video is not to discuss if the king was a good person or not. Rather, we will be discussing different techniques he might have used to influence people and build his empire. Chandragupta Maurya founded the Maurya dynasty in Bharat in 321 BC after defeating Nanda king Dhanananda. Chandragupta's mentor and advisor Chanakya helped him in this venture by developing strategies. Chanakya, one of the most intelligent person ever lived on earth, was a peculiar person himself, and he had great knowledge about politics, finance, war tactics, psychology and more. One of the strategies Chanakya took to make Chandragupta strong is to give him small amount of poison on a daily basis in order to increase his immunity level. Chandragupta himself was unaware of this ritual, and one day he shared his food with his pregnant queen Durdhara. Durdhara fell sick, and when Chanakya came to know about this incident, he came quickly and decapitated her to save the child. As the child had a bindu or a drop of poison in his body, he was given the name Bindusar. Chandragupta Maurya died in 298 BC, and before death he gave his throne to Bindusar. You might wonder, was there any other prince who could have taken the throne? Well, Chandragupta had only one living son with his late wife Durdhara. When Greek Emperor Seleucus invaded India, Chandragupta successfully stopped him, and they agreed to form an alliance. As a result of this alliance, Chandragupta married Seleucus' daughter. However, there is not much known about the children Chandragupta had with his second wife. Seleucus left India and went on invading other countries in Asia. So, during the time of Chandragupta's death, only Bindusar was available. Bindusar supposedly had 15 wives and 101 sons, and one of these sons was Ashoka, whose mother was Subhadrangi. From different pillar edicts and a literary work named Mahabhamsa, it is known that Ashoka was born with some type of rare skin disease, which is termed by modern medical science as von Recklinghausen's disease. As a result, his skin felt coarse. Due to this physical feature, Bindusar supposedly disliked him. This behavior from his father might have psychologically affected Ashoka from birth, and as a result, he might have always wanted to have power in his hand. After Bindusar died in 272 BC, there were conflicts among the princes to grab the throne. It is not clearly known whether Bindusar selected anyone for the throne before his death. As per Buddhist scripture Dibya Bandhana, Bindusar wanted his eldest son Shusim to succeed the throne, but his ministers wanted Ashoka. Anyway, after Bindusar's death, the brothers and half-brothers fought for almost 4 years. Some scriptures like Mahabhamsa and Dipavamsa say that Ashoka killed all his half-brothers except his own brother Viyaat. In 268 BC, Ashoka became the sole ruler of the whole Maurya dynasty. However, a Tibetan scripture, Argya Gar Khos Byung, says that Ashoka received Padliputra from Bindusar as a reward after he suppressed a revolt in that city. This scripture also says that he only had 6 stepbrothers whom he eliminated and succeeded the throne. One thing you need to understand is that the kings often used to exaggerate their abilities to earn respect from people. These scriptures like Mahabhansha and Ashoka Mandana might have been written by the orders of the king Ashoka after he came to power. It is also possible that these scriptures were written to praise the king. However, if we keep the number of fratricides aside, it is assured that Ashoka killed his stepbrothers and got the thrones. If we analyze Ashoka's character, you will see that he was a highly ambitious person who wanted power. This mindset might have been developed because his father disliked him, or maybe it was due to the mentorship he received throughout his childhood. It is also possible that Ashoka was naturally an ambitious person and a cold-blooded warrior who wanted to follow the footsteps of his forefathers. It is possible that he feared competition, so he always wanted to eliminate threats. As his forefathers were focused on expanding the kingdom, it was also in his genes to fight and conquer. When Ashoka started ruling, the Maurya kingdom included northern Bharat, central Bharat, parts of undivided Bengal, parts of present-day Pakistan and Afghanistan. During his reign, Ashoka added many lands into the dynasty. Areas in southern India like parts of Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka got re-annexed into the Mauryan dynasty map. He also conquered Gandhar and regions near Hindukush mountains and some more. It is not like Ashoka always had to wage war against these rulers. Sometimes strategies like treaties, marriages and diplomatic bonds did the work without bloodshed. But it is clear that Ashoka's aim was to increase his kingdom and he was ready to take any strategy of Sam Dam Bhed Danda. Kalinga was a region which is in modern day Odisha and West Bengal. Mentions of Kalinga is available in our epic Mahabharata as well, since always this region was said to be full of abundance. As per Hadigumpa inscriptions of Udayagiri hills, the people of Kalinga were strong and they possessed abundant natural resources. The region had multiple ports like Tamralipti which were crucial for maritime trading with countries like Burma, Malay, Java and more. These economic factors might be a reason why Ashoka wanted to attack Kalinga to gain control over the trade routes. The Kalinga War happened in 261 BC when the ruling king was Raja Ananta Padmanabhan. Ashoka asked Raja Ananta to accept his overlordship, but he denied. Another viewpoint says that during Ashoka's reign, Kalinga did not have any strong leadership. The whole region was ruled by military and Ashoka was afraid that a militant group might revolt against Maurya dynasty, so he attacked Kalinga. Besides, during their reign, both Chandragupta Maurya and Bindusar failed to conquer this land, so Ashoka saw this as an opportunity to become a significant Maurya empire. As per different scriptures and edicts, during this war, 1 lakh Kalinga soldiers lost their lives and 1.5 lakhs were made captives. However, this might be an exaggeration because these scriptures are often created to praise the emperor or to keep the rebels obedient and afraid. Hence, actual numbers might be lower. Without knowing the population of Kalinga during that time, it is hard to say. However, it is true that a war happened and it was a bloody one. As you all know, Ashoka succeeded to re-annex Kalinga to the Maurya dynasty. History lessons tell that the violence of Kalinga war was so much that it changed the emperor's heart and he chose the path of non-violence through Buddhism. However, there is a different storyline. As per Tibetan Buddhist scriptures, Ashoka was a religious person who followed a certain path of Sanatani Shakta sect. One day his Diksha Guru told him to sacrifice 10,000 people to gain power. However, this sacrifice could not be done through slaying people during wars. In order to fulfill this task, Ashoka created a torture chamber. There was an executioner of this chamber whom Ashoka ordered that whoever comes inside the chamber knowingly or unknowingly must be killed. Even if it was the emperor himself, there should be no exception. The torture chamber was beautifully decorated to create illusion and attract people, and once someone entered, the executioner trapped that person and tortured with different violent techniques to kill that person. One day a Buddhist monk came to that place and got captured. The executioner put him into a tub and poured boiling water on him, but miraculously the monk was unharmed and he levitated. Meanwhile, Ashoka entered the chamber after seeing the levitating monk. The executioner reminded Ashoka of the pact that no one can exit the chamber. In reply, Ashoka told that the executioner entered before him, so he will be sacrificed first. The ultimate reverse occurred. Ashoka killed the executioner and asked the levitating monk about himself. The monk was Guru Shakkosenge, the fifth emanation of Guru Rinpoche or Padmasambhava. As you know, monks stay away from marriage and family, but normal people usually plan to get married at some point of their lives. Therefore, I have brought my premarital counseling service for you. Are you planning to get married but worried about compatibility? A lot of times, marriages happen based on assumptions, but reality turns out to be different. And that's when issues start and marriage fails. This is why both the bride and the groom should discuss their expectations beforehand. Are the bride and groom physically and mentally healthy? How will the household chores be shared between them? Will the bride work after marriage or remain a housewife? What will be wedding expense from both sides? There are many such questions that worry both bride's family and groom's family. Asking this may sound offending and awkward. That's why I, Arijit, a premarital counselor, is here to help you. I can neutrally yet politely ask direct questions so that you get full clarity if your chosen person is the one for you. Contact for knowing more and scheduling appointments. The monk gave Ashoka the knowledge of Vajrayana Buddhism, and as these Tibetan and Chinese sources suggest, this changed Ashoka's views about life. After this incident, Ashoka destroyed the torture chamber and erected 33 edicts all over the kingdom. These pillars had inscriptions about morality, how to conduct a good life, duties of humans, etc. However, there are contradictions among scholars where Ashoka's viewpoints changed in reality. Because while some edicts talked about dutifulness and ethics, some also talked about how people will be punished if these are not followed. Such things create confusion. Vajrayana Buddhism says that every person has the quality of Buddha. There is no strict do's and don'ts in this sect, but there are some recommended ways like meditation, yoga, tantric practices and prayers to connect to the higher self. Ethics, morality and compassion are important pillars of this path. However, apart from these, Vajrayana Buddhism also incorporates heavy tantra practices just like the Shakti sadhana of Hinduism. It is possible that Ashoka's mind changed for real and he left violence. However, it is also possible that he understood that there are better and easier ways to influence people without waging wars. It is true that even after taking up Buddhism, he did not stop expanding his influence. It is not very clear when he actually took up Buddhism. Some scholars like Sanjeev Sannal say that this happened much before Kalinga War. There is no scriptures or edicts that say that Ashoka apologized for the massacres happened in Kalinga. Hence, the whole narrative of taking up Buddhism after Kalinga War can be a propaganda to show Sanatana Hindu culture in an inferior way. Even after Kalinga War, he got many people killed. As per Ashoka Bandhana, he was intolerant towards Jainism and he also got 18,000 Vajivikas killed. Ashoka took proactive decisions to spread Buddhism. He sent people not only in different states of his kingdom but also in other countries like Nepal, Tibet, Burma. Monks were also sent to Europe, West Asia and African countries. He sent his own children Sanghamitra and Mahendra to Sri Lanka for the same purpose. He spent a lot on the spreading of Dhamma as he created Buddhist institutes, pillars and edicts, which is said to cause economic issues for his next generation after his death. We cannot say for sure if Ashoka's mind changed, but it is true that his popularity increased due to his stance of spreading Dhamma. We cannot deny that the emperor was an intelligent and ambitious man. Kalinga War might have been a point of epiphany where he understood that in order to truly be powerful, one needs to control others' minds. By spreading words of peace, he succeeded winning hearts of so many people and thus he killed competition. From a political perspective, this stance developed relationship with other countries as well. Maybe he understood that he cannot conquer everything by force, so he took a strategy of convincing and confusing others. Nonetheless, this strategy worked, because after Kalinga War, Ashoka did not face any war till the end of his tenure. By spreading Dhamma, he was able to increase his influence in many countries outside Bharat. Since that time till now, Ashoka is seen as a divine leader in countries like Thailand and Cambodia, countries he did not even visit. This shows how powerful godhood is. It is not the point of this video to criticize whether Emperor Ashoka was a good person or a bad person. Rather, as a ruler of a huge kingdom, he did what he had to do. A king does not think and act like normal people. Also, we are not against Buddhism, but we doubt that Ashoka might have used Buddhism as a propaganda tool to increase his influence. And there is nothing wrong with that. Rather, this is just a great case study of Rajneeti. Rather than criminalizing him, we as Indians should be proud as his achievements. From Ashoka, if we can learn just one thing, that will be this. If you have an aim to increase influence, you need to choose a way to confuse or convince other people. Godhood is the most effective way to do this. Understand that you cannot conquer everyone, and if you cause harm to someone, then that person can revolt in future or take revenge. But if you show yourself in a compassionate way or act as a manifestation or messenger of God, your enemies will think twice before harming you. Your followers will be ready to save you from troubles. In this quest, it doesn't matter if you actually believe in what you say. You can be a bad person inside and you can have your own agenda. Most people just believe in words, and that's how you can influence others. That's all for today. Make sure to check out part 2 of this duology, where we will talk about the mysterious secret society named the Unknown Nine, formed by Ashoka. If you like this video, do subscribe to this channel. We will see you in the next video. Dhanyabad.